Hey folks, welcome to the channel. On today's video we're going to be doing a sheath for this knife. Not just any sheath, but one with inlay. It's a little trickier, but I love the outcome. Here's some ones I've just completed. These three all have caiman skin inlay, and this one is an ostrich skin. So all look pretty cool, and actually relatively easy to do in comparison to stamping leather. So let's get started. I'll tell you what you're going to need. So let's look at what you're going to need. Obviously, first thing we're going to need is some leather. We're going to need two thicknesses. This is 8 to 9 ounce. You can also use 9 to 10 ounce leather. This is the base leather for the sheath. And then we're going to need some thinner leather. This is, I think, 3 to 4 ounce is kind of what you want in that area. And this is specifically for the overlay. For our actual overlay on this one, we're going to be using some ostrich skin. This one is dyed black and it's nice and glossy, which I think will match with this knife. So we're going to be doing a black on black sheath, which I think will look pretty cool. You're going to be needing some various leather tools and hammers and things like that. I'll talk about these as I go through it, but if you haven't watched one of my previous sheath making videos, you might want to go and watch that one first, and it'll explain all of this tooling. The first thing I'm going to do is trace around my knife so I know how big it is. And just to make sure you don't lose anything, because you end up grinding a bit of the top, I always pull this back about 3/8 and then draw basically the front of where my guard is going to sit, just so that I have lots of room to grind this later and I don't end up hitting the bottom of the sheath and having a gap here. Now I'm going to take a ruler and measure a 1/2 inch from my line and basically put a line all the way around that. That's actually going to be the edge of my sheath. And then I'm going to take about 5/8 on the other side of that again, and that's going to be my welt. So I like to cut an extra piece around the edge so that that becomes my welt and I don't have to try and measure that again. So there I've drawn on my sheath and then my welt, which is a little bit bigger than this part, which actually will become where my welt goes. It's going to hang off the edge, and that's important so you have some extra to grind off. So now I'm going to use just an X-Acto knife and just cut out the sheath, and then I'll carve my welt. Now it's time to just trace our pattern so we get the other side. Remember, flip it over so it should be same to same, and then I usually draw around it with a pencil and then cut that out. Now we got the two halves of our sheath. I'm going to go over to the grinder and just trim these up, because the second one I always cut a bit larger, so I'm just going to go and even these up, and I'm going to do that just by holding them together carefully and just truing up the edges. I like to do this with a pretty new 36, just so it takes it off easily without burning the leather. So we've ground both sides. Sometimes you get this little flap here, so just take an edging tool and just kind of clean that off. It'll just make your life easier. Okay, we got these all cleaned up. So now let's talk about the overlay. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to pick the side that we're going to do that on. You could do it on both sides. I typically would do it on the show side, meaning if this was a right-handed sheath, this would be the spine, the belt loop would be on here, I would do it on this side. Because this would be the nice side and this would be kind of the back side. I'm not actually going to put a belt loop on it, but I still only do the show side. So first thing, we're going to get a piece of our thin leather and we're going to trace this on it. So now we have our overlay. We'll just check it to make sure. It should be pretty close to the same size. As long as it's a tiny bit bigger, then that's fine. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much exact. Good. Okay, so now we got to decide what we want the window in our overlay to be. And the window is where the the material, in our case the ostrich skin, is going to show. Typically I will just do a window around the whole thing. Sometimes you can put leave like a bar here or a cross or all kinds of things you can be able to do, but I'm going to just trace around about 5/8 between, around a 1/2 inch or 5/8 all around the edge. And now we're going to cut that window out. You want to do this very carefully because this edge we cut is going to get shown. The center won't, which we're going to keep, but we want to keep this nice and clean. Okay, clean up any little fuzzy spots with your X-Acto knife so the inside is nice and clean. Alright, so now we're going to keep this section that we cut out. And the reason being is the inside, we actually want that to be, almost looks like it's puffed up. And the way we do that is to actually glue this down and put that over top. If you don't do that, it just looks kind of flat. And I'll show you on some of the other sheaths what I mean by that, but we definitely want to put this in there. So what we actually need to do is just trim off about 1/8 of an inch from the outside. That'll give the material some place to go, and then we'll get going. Okay, now erase any lines that you had on your sheath from before. I just use a rubber eraser because we're going to be drawing new lines. So now, put your overlay on it. Make sure if it's a little larger, make sure it's hanging over by the same amount everywhere. Okay, now we're going to draw our window. Now we're going to take the piece that we cut out, just center it in our line that we just drew. And then we're going to take some contact cement. We're going to glue that in place. I'm going to glue it all except for about the top 2 inches, and you're going to see why. With contact cement, you want to let it get a little tacky before you press it down. So you can either just blow on it a little bit or just leave it out in the air here. I think it's fine now. Alright, now you take your wooden mallet, and it is contact cement. You need a little contact here. Okay, so now it's time to look at our actual inlay, overlay, what do you ever want to call it. Again, this is ostrich skin. This is the skin from the leg of an ostrich. And these are ethically raised. These are farmed ostriches. This one's from South Africa, which I picked up at Blade Show, Texas. I like this cool little pattern here, so I want that as the center of my sheath here. So I kind of want it, I haven't decided, maybe like that. It's going to trail off at the bottom anyway because this narrows. I might put it like that. That'll look kind of cool. Alright, so once you kind of know where that's going to be, then you can just cut it a little bit to shape. You want it a little bigger, but right now I just need to cut a little bit. You do want to make sure that it's the full size of your sheath, even though it's only going to be in the window. It'll just make your life easier. It's important you don't cut this exactly to shape, because remember, it's going to be a little bigger because it's going to tuck in here, so that's going to pull it in a little bit. Alright, so kind of get it where you want it. I'm thinking right about there. And then I'm just going to put some contact cement all over this. Except for this top piece. Again, you'll see in a minute why. When you do this, it's good to take kind of your fingernail and just kind of press it in against this edge here. You'll get a nice defined edge. So the reason I didn't glue this part up here is I'm going to peel this back, and behind this leather piece we're going to put our stud here, and this is so that we can put our strap over it, and that just requires punching a hole. So I want that hole to be punched through here. For that, I usually just put it over the edge here. Okay, center it up. About there. And this is so that the back of this can go between this leather and it's not exposed and it's not going to scratch your knife. Okay, so now I can glue this down. Actually, before I glue it down, I better screw this in. Now it's time to put our actual overlay over our inlay. And before we do that, we want to dye it whatever color we're going to dye it, because we don't want to get any dye on the inside. This one, it probably doesn't matter because it's already black, but just in case, we're going to do that first. Here I'm using the black dye. This is the alcohol dye. I've actually refilled this with the Pro dye, which is much better. So if you're looking at dyes, definitely get the Pro dye. It's not just alcohol based. You especially want to get the inside of this, because that's what you're not going to be able to get later. Now we're going to take our grooving tool with the guide almost flushed up against it, and we're going to put a groove right on the inside of this, and we're going to do a stitch line just to stitch the overlay to the top of the sheath. Now we use our stitch markers just to mark out our stitches. So I've said this tip a bunch of times. I use a 1/16 inch nail to actually put my holes instead of a drill bit. Instead of removing material, you're just kind of spreading it out, and it will actually close up over time, which is good. So yeah, it's a good trick, and these are stiffer than a drill bit, so they don't wander as much. After you drill all your holes, it's important to take your grooving tool and groove this, because what you don't want to do is have these stitches be raised and then catch on one of these with your knife and cut your stitches. And now we're just going to do a saddle stitch, which is back and through until we get this all stitched up. So we got our stitching all done. Looks good. Now we're going to turn our attention back to this side. And I'm going to redraw the blade on here because we need to know where the welt is going to go. So I'm sure a bunch of you were wondering, why did I have such a wide area here for the welt? And that's because of the curves here. So what I like to do is now straighten all these curves so the knife actually goes in the sheath, otherwise it will not. Okay, so I took the recurve out, and here I'm just going to make a straight line where the false edge goes in. Okay, so that gives us a little bit, and that narrows the welt here. But it makes this straight so the blade will go in a little easier. I may actually widen this just a bit here. just to make it a little bit easier for it to go in. All right, so now we're going to take our welt and we're going to glue it to that line. I may have to cut this just slightly, but we'll glue that in place. Now I've got my welds in. I've tested that the knife slides in great. Now we're going to put these together and then hold them tightly and then go grind all the edges. Okay, I've got these perfectly formed now. I've gone ahead and actually stitched on the strap, put my maker's mark in there. We are ready to glue these together. I also did the little contour because the front of the guard actually has a little rise here. So we're ready to glue this together, and then it's really just like any other sheath. We're going to do our stitch line and stitch it up. So there's the sheath after stitching. Looks really good. Next, I'm going to put the blade in, and then we're just going to do the hole for the strap, and then going to go grind the edges. I like to kind of round the edges on the grinder before I burnish them. It's just a nicer look. And then we'll actually stain it before we burnish it, and then we'll be done. Now I'm going to take some 220 sandpaper and just clean up all the edges, make them nice and smooth. So we got this all coated, and now it's time to burnish the edges. And for this, I'm going to use the lathe, and this is just a like a coffee table leg that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot for like $5. And just spin this in the lathe, and that is your burnishing tool. The last step is to go over the stitching with this stitch marker, which just presses in the stitches and makes it look nice. And then finally, we're just going to coat it with some oil.
Thanks for joining me, folks. Hopefully you found this interesting. We'll see you on the next one.